The purpose of this mixed method study investigates whether or not being a gamer impacts youth friendship formation, looking to understand how digital gaming might influence individuals' offline social relationship. So this research was done by Lena Eklund and Sarah Roman, looking at adolescent gamer friendship formation offline, and looking at how it's happening inside and outside of the schools. Interestingly enough, the study did uncover data that found a decrease in friendships over a 1-year period. The study asserts that shared identities related to digital technologies use influences individuals' offline, everyday social relationships. And it's indicated that digital gaming does in fact act as a motivator for friendship formation. So computer games and other technologies appear to be more relevant as educators continue to focus on developing 21st century learners in the classroom. Children today are in fact involved in digital societies as friend formation is happening online, and digital connections allow for easier adjustment to social situations inside of person's everyday life. So the excessive use of internet use as well as the digital consumption can in fact diminish or pose negative impacts though on youth social circle, according to Shannon Williams 2011. We learned that individuals do draw on different forms of media use to form identity, creating personal attributes through video game play, and it is happening amongst youth, according to Crawford 2015. A sense of belonging and contribution does happen within social settings, and it's happening through the conversation, the clothing, and the participation of video games. Though not all of these individuals within the surveys did identify as gamers, as the study showed that a perspective of this term is very subjective amongst teenagers, according to Eklund and Roman 2017. The longitudinal study consisted of 115 new high school students, and it assessed how new relationships were influenced by video games, looking at how friendships changed or not over a 1-year period. At each data collection occasion, individuals were presented with a questionnaire. The questionnaire asked them to report on their friends within their cohorts, and the term friendship was not in fact defined. When students were asked for this definition, they were asked to think deep about what friendship meant to them. And in a sense, students did report that in some cases throughout the study they were betrayed by other friends in gaming situations, and which led to isolation within these online networks, and it did call into question the overall well-being. The way that this was kind of how this was measured was using the Stochastic Actor-Oriented Model, SAMO, which was used to develop a hypothesis about factors influencing social changes in their networks online. So it would organize changes with respect to the participants and their own attributes, and the changes to their friends around them. The computer program Racina acted to kind of filter and compile the data and the statistics that were being filtered out. So it included questions about their social relationships in and outside of school, personal characteristics, leisure activities, their identity, their views on general social issues as well. Some of the study moderators were with respect to the actual participants themselves. The youth, in fact, had already identified with games prior to the study, as well as the gender, which did turn out to be primarily male-dominated. The diverse geographical pool of the students, it was made up of about 70 unique schools for this cohort of first-year grade 9s. Mediating factors were the varying games being consumed, coupled with previous notions of expectations about social settings in these games. So the term gamer is in fact, it could have influenced social behaviors, as well as role-playing games versus first-person shooters. It could have empowered or demoralized these friendships as well. So the results did suggest that friendships were happening online in the formation through video games and worlds that promoted video gaming, and they were preferred by students in school as well. So gaming then should be seen as kind of a function, a structured function in everyday life for most adolescents. We are living in an increasing digital world, and it is possible that digital gaming activities are replacing previous culture foundations, like for instance music. Teens coming together to drive musical knowledge and taste in music. Myself, I am an advocate for educational technologies, as you know. I do strive to be current and inspiring for my students, and I do hope to continue a game-based pedagogy, but I hope to balance it in the classroom in a way that promotes a more concrete understanding of the impacts towards my students, so that they're aware of why things are limited not only in the classroom, but why we should limit these things at home. And in a way, I want to promote more of a collaborative sense of use, as students do need to connect with not only the industry, but they need to understand how it can assist them and help them in everyday life. So yeah, I do feel that there's a lot of room for more research in this area, and I hope to compile hopefully some pieces of this pie into my final paper. Thank you very much. Look forward to having some discussion in class.